Hello there, Otter here with an update on the situation with the craft room, which is a mixed bag. I started out pretty decently. Unfortunately, I actually started out much too decently. Okay, not just with the craft room, but also a number of other things that I want to work on this year to improve. And it is actually possible to be too successful at trying to change habits. Which means I crashed and burned, because even if it's just 10-15 minutes a day, doing something every day, which is what I had managed, and some days it was just 10-15 minutes, some days more, but that doesn't work with me. I get utterly worn out. So, yeah, I crashed and burned and didn't do anything for a good number of days. But I have now started picking things up again. So, actual physical changes are maybe not so dramatic as I had hoped. On the other hand, maybe that was unrealistic of me, but I have started on actual physical stuff. I have also been thinking about certain aspects. One aspect which I don't believe that I had presented in my introduction, because when I made that I hadn't even considered this. Cleaning accessibility. And I'm not thinking about my mice problems. I'm thinking about the spider stuff. I think possibly we have a lot of spiders, more spiders than many other people do. And I have very often Halloween decor year round, because I have not been able to get to my windows to do a once over with a duster. And yeah, I might be showing you some examples just so you can see. So, keeping that in mind, that I ought to be able to also reach areas easily to give a once over, is also something I need to keep in mind. You may, depending on how much you've seen of my pictures, you may have noticed that there has been a change here behind me, because this unit was turned the other way around and had the cubby holes pointing this way outward, and now they're pointing that way. I don't think this is the permanent placement for it. I am also considering that maybe this piece of furniture actually has to go, because it doesn't help me. But at the moment It has my colouring books, and it has most of my scrapbooking paper. I went through my colouring books, and I'm keeping 20, and I've actually chosen 5 which I'm going to send off on their way. And this is not counting the Christmas themed colouring books. Yeah, I've been pretty chuffed about the whole in thing about colouring books, and may have been overdoing it. And yeah, but still, 5 and 20, that means I have deleted 20% of what I had, which is pretty decent. And I am also seriously considering the fact that I should maybe have one colouring book lying with some colouring pencils or pens to remind me that this is something which I like doing, and it helps calm me down. And maybe I have occasionally managed to do sort of an evening session shortly before I go to bed, where I have just sat and coloured a bit and relaxed. And I think that is something I may have to consider being more focused on, remembering that this is something that works. Yeah, coffee time. It's after lunch. It is Sunday, the 27th of January. And about a week ago, the forecast for today was supposed to be winter storm. It's not. I don't mind that we aren't having the wind conditions that were promised. What I do mind is that it's grey and it's raining instead of snow tipping out of the sky. Yeah. Okay, well, so this is one step, and you can just see behind me the bottom of my Triceratops, which finally, about a year and a half after it came into my house, is now on the wall. It's not perfect, but it's as good as it's going to get today, and then we'll adjust it in the coming week or something like that. At least now it's up on the wall. I am going to turn the camera a bit, because this desk is also going to be turned 90 degrees. So I have it here along the wall. That means it's going to be easier for me to get to clean that window. And I want to remove everything that's on top. And I want to dig out my sewing machine and have it standing on that table, so whenever I feel like I want to sew now, then it's easy. Because, well, as it is right now, I'm not doing any sewing, because before I can get my sewing machine out, I have to clear a space. Whether it's here or it's on my dining table. But if I can get myself trained that that table only has my sewing machine on it, then yeah, then it's going to be a whole nother ball game about getting to sew. I have been working, and we're going to turn the camera once more. Okay, and I'm going to adjust the angle a bit. And those two drawer units, I have actually filmed some footage of those, and I will be adding it either at the end of this video or making a separate one where if you're really keen on seeing some of the detailed work, then you can watch that, and if you're not interested, then just skip it. It's nothing special. But I started looking at those drawers, and I now have one drawer that is completely empty and ready for patchwork fabric. I have two of them now filled completely with patchwork fabric, and previously I had, well, one was about 3/4 full, and then there was a few bits here and there. Yeah, and I don't know if you prefer watching me face to face, so I'll turn this round, and now you can get my Triceratops with, yeah, that's the lamp being reflected, and that got me a bit angry because the framer had actually said that it was anti-reflection glass in that picture. Yeah, it's not. So, but I have started on washing all those patchwork fabrics which are still in bags. There's still loads of it, which needs washing because of mouse contamination. And the whole process of having to wash and then iron every single piece of fabric means I have had to look at it and say, okay, do I like this fabric still? And there have been a few pieces which have gone off. Most of it I'm like, wow, I want to do something with this. And if I get when I get the table shifted, sewing machine set up, then I actually can start using some of all my patchwork fabric and get to play with being creative in yet another way. Just what I need, but and then it may be that I suddenly realize that, yeah, okay, doing stuff with patchwork is maybe not what I want to do, but then I know it, and then maybe I will use the fabric in other ways, and maybe not, but then I will know and I'll be able to start getting it out of the house. So it's all good. I have also, found other things, especially when I was going through those drawers, because some of them were random crafty things I have found a few. I found I had bought to make a snow globe, and this is something like 20 years ago. That snow globe has never happened, and I posted on Instagram sort of asking for ideas, and I will be visiting a friend near Copenhagen in a couple of weeks, and there is a Lego shop which also sells loose pieces, and I am going to be bringing it with me and my ideas, and I'm going to be hunting for pieces so I could actually sit down and make it. And instead of having bits and pieces rattling around in my drawer, I will then have a finished snow globe. Yay. I have, during this whole process, I have been chugging through all sorts of thoughts, and currently one thought is that maybe I am actually not going to consider having this craft room as other than an area where I have working space, that's tables and whatever I might need, and tools. And the materials, the supplies, they will be behind that blue wall in the other room next door, where I do have a lot of shelving, and I have room to put up some moves. And then I'll actually just have my supplies in there. So when I decide I want to do this, that or the other, there's clear space here, either at this table or the other or my desk, or whatever other kinds of surfaces I need. And then I just go in there, grab 1 or 2 boxes of the supplies that I need for that project, bring them here, work on it, and then this is the real test. In the evening, or when I'm done, I pack it all together and put it back. That's going to be a whole different challenge. I am now going to turn this off, and then I will go and find the things that I have so far have decided are going out, so you can see stuff is leaving the house. And then maybe that's enough for my first update on the status of the craft room. I'll see you all in a bit. So this is the pile of the things which mostly are being given away. I actually found some yarn, which, yeah, I've only got this, so I can't make myself some socks, and I'm just going to get rid of this yarn. And I have decided I am not going to do quilling. I had bought this and some strips cheap, and I've played a bit, and I'm just going to say nah, not me. Random notepads, things to jot down stuff, and this is also going to go out for someone else. Random patterned tape, sort of metallic, which is not my style. Out. I know I've had these pipe cleaners because of some specific project. I just can't remember what the project was. I'm going to get rid of these, and Murphy's Law says that 5 minutes after I've handed them off to the new owner, that's when I'll remember what it was. These things, some empty boxes and a pen. These are actually just going to be tossed or sent to recycling. But they were there. I had some glitter glues, and I'm not really the most glittery of people, so they're going to go off. I had, for some reason, many moons ago, this is like, I don't think it's quite 20 years, but, and I realise there's a bit of glare, but some stationery, some letter writing supplies, and I'm not going to use that. And then the 3 colouring books, which I have decided I am not going to use, and these are from a period where I was trying to be more girly, and yeah, it didn't really work. So they are also going to head out of the house. So not huge amounts, but I mean, it took up some space here, and now it's not going to take up that space. So yes, something has gone out, and now I will confess, some things have actually come in, and I'll go and put them here because it's still okay. The amount going out is larger than the amount coming in. Okay, this is what's come in to my house in January. I went into a mostly fabric shop, but they also have crafting things. And they had, I can't remember if it was 40, I think it was 40% off their Christmas stuff. So I accidentally sort of bought more Christmas washi, which I know I did not really need, but never mind. They had some of the star strips. They had packs with 2 sizes, so I had to get that. Some Christmas stickers, yep, with numbers. And then these were not off, but I have an idea. I am hoping to be able to have a Christmas booth at our local Christmas fair this year, along with my mum and a friend. And I have a plan where I will be needing these. And then we have the really embarrassing thing. A colouring book. Yes, okay. Now I have 21 colouring books once more. Yeah. I may or may not have a problem with colouring books. But anyhow, this is still less coming in than going out. And I have also been binning things, so I haven't shown you all the many rubber bands that got tossed and other random bits and pieces. I'm not even really sure why I had those ones that are going for recycling in here, but never mind. So in that sense, I am good. I am also good in that I have actually been doing a wee bit of creating, not much, but I have been doing a bit of scrapbooking, so some of my paper supplies have been shrinking. Not by much, but every little bit counts. Yep. I think this is more or less the update for January on the whole process. And yeah, I think maybe it's 5 steps forward, 3 back, and then 1 forward again. So moving forward, not quite as fast as I would hope for, but progress is progress. And I think this will cover January, and then I will do an update in February. Hooray! Let's hope it's a bit more positive. Okay. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you later. Bye.